What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, looking at ESPN First Take, not because I enjoy the show, I think it sucks. There's no educational value behind it. But I gotta at least keep up with what they're talking about, you know. I do these videos, so I have to know what they're talking about. So, anyway, they were talking about the Bucks and the Celtics Game 5, one of the great playoff games as far as ending is concerned. An improbable Bucks victory in a game that the Boston Celtics pretty much had control of from late in the first quarter onward, all the way through the last final minutes of the game, and they were debating about whether or not it was more the Bucks making a great comeback or whether it was Boston collapsing. And Stephen A. Smith, true to form, just won't yield. He will not yield. He's extraordinarily stubborn, and his obstinance is astounding. He's going to stick to the script that Boston was the better team. They just faltered. Of course, you're going to say that. You don't like the Bucks. You don't like Milwaukee. You really don't respect Giannis. Let's be honest. He's not your cup of tea because it's all about your preferences and not what you're observing. Isn't that correct, Stephen A. Smith? I'm being fair. You ain't never fair, motherfucker. Look, he talked about how one of the mistakes that Boston made was the fact that he did not shoot one three-pointer in the fourth quarter. Now, that is a bit of an anomaly, I guess, right? That's a bit of an anomaly. But at the same time, that had been working for them the entire game. Most of the series, you would always see, for the most part, a drive and kick, right? Because of the fact that of the inside presence of Brook Lopez, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and to a lesser extent Bobby Portis. But this time, they were actually taking it to the rack. They had more of an inside strategy, and it was working. Let's be honest, it was working. Marcus Smart was scoring in the paint. Jason Tatum, whose outside shot was not quite there, was going in the paint. They were going inside to Al Horford and getting putbacks, and you know, uh, Tice was scoring inside. They got Giannis in foul trouble miraculously in the fourth quarter. So what are you talking about? What happened? And this is just my opinion. Don't have to agree, but this is my opinion. The Bucks just hung around. The Bucks hung around and hung around and hung around. When you consider that outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo, they played like absolute shit. Bobby Portis shot the ball like trash. Drew Holiday sometimes looked like he needs glasses when he's shooting the basketball. I made this remarks last year in the playoffs. It's funny. Drew Holiday during the regular season shoots a remarkable percentage. Then the playoffs, his shooting percentage just drops off completely. You know. But despite the fact that Giannis is playing with a bunch of role players, the one borderline all star they have, Chris Middleton, uh, has not played. They were still able to gut it out. They were still able to gut it out on the strength of their defense, which no one has really been giving the Bucks credit. Everyone talks about Boston Celtics and their tremendous defense, and they have had a tremendous defense. I'll admit they have a good defense. All right, I was shortchanging it for a while. Okay, they have a good defense. I can't lie about that. But the number one defense in the playoffs has been the Milwaukee Bucks, and no one wants to give them credit on that. And you take that number one defense and you add in Giannis Antetokounmpo, who I believe the trajectory that he's going, he may become a top 10 all-time player when everything's said and done. Minimum. The Bucks championship DNA is what got them through in that game. This is what you see in championship teams. This is what you see in teams like the Bulls in the '90s. This is what you see in the bad boy Pistons and also the upstart Pistons of the mid 2000s. An ability to win games in one way, shape, or another, even when things aren't going right for you. And that's the model of a championship team to me. I don't know about you, but that's what I see. And I don't know how true this is. I haven't looked it up, but I'm hearing word that Chris Middleton may be back for game 6. So we'll have to see. Tell me what you guys think.